Okay, so this week I think she said we're working on composition, on, you know, the whole flow and look of things like that. We've done the background. I've perhaps, you know, done a little bit more. And I'm still a bit iffy on this part here. I can, you know, I don't know whether I like that little bit there or not, but I'll leave it for the time being. So she was doing some little flowers. So I'm going to find a bit of fabric that will complement what I've got here. So there's some lovely green fabric here that might look nice. And I only want a couple of colours. I was thinking pink, a little bit of pink. If I can find a little bit of pink in here. Maybe I could use, like, take a bit of pink off that. I wonder, because that's a pretty pink, isn't it? Although I did like that flower and it may come in useful. I might keep that one. I've got this one. But that's a bit brighter. See how it's not quite as soft as those pinks. And these pinks here are really soft as well. Keep looking, Jeanette. Maybe you'll have another piece. Oh, what's that? Got that. Is that the same? No. That's another one as well. But that's a bit bright as well, isn't it? There. Oh, look. Oh, that's the same as that. Look at that. I did not make that. I found this at the op shop. And it had these little patchwork. Look how scrunched that is on it. Things. And that's the fabric I must have found at the same time as that one. And there's some, oh, is it the same? Yes, that's the same. It's really pretty, isn't it? Because I've got quite a lot of that, I might just use that. Although I did kind of like that, but I don't want to waste that on there. Actually, I'll put that in my other little thing I've got here for future use if I want to. Okay. Oh, it's hot here today. Okay, so I was going to make and just take, how many did I say I wanted? 1, 2, 3 pink ones I think I'm going to go for, but only the really pale one. So I'll just move that. Put my rabbit somewhere safe. And now, because I don't want them too big, so let's find something. I have a washi tape here. Let's just, you see, even that is a little bit big for what I'm wanting. I need something smaller than that, because it's not a huge amount of room to play with, is it? What can I use? That's not that. No, bear with me. Oh, what's that? Got that. That's smaller. Maybe I'll go with that. And I'll use that. Okay, the pencil. Okay, we'll start at the we'll start over here at this end, and I'll just take, I'll draw one here, and I'll cut on the inside of the pencil. Okay, so I've got that one. Isn't that so pretty there? That green and that green. I'm thinking. I'll have a look in a minute. Let's just place our... I do want to use a bit of green, but this one's really, really fine. Although I do like it a lot. I really do like it a lot. I could back it with something. To make it just a little bit thicker to work with. I could do that. Or that stuff. What's that? This stuff. This bond stuff. Oh, you still have to have. Because I'm just thinking it might be a bit too see-through, and it will lose the look of the green. Oh no, whereas if it had something behind it, it might stand out. Let me just see if okay. This fabric might work better. It's very thin cotton, this one, and it might just give it a nicer look. I think so, actually. Let's have a look here. I only need a couple of green bits, so I'll do that. Is that going to be too minty over it? I don't think so, because I think it matches in with the green leaves down here really nicely. And by the time you get a bit of stitching on top of it, it should be fine. So what I will do is cut a little bit of this, like the same size as that perhaps. Approximately. Maybe a bit smaller. I'm just trying to cut it a bit smaller because that way it's not going to stick to other things. I've got to remember how to use it. Okay, so we've got that. Plug my iron in. Okay, iron in. That's it. I don't want to get the gluey stuff. It's not my iron, so I've got my little, whoops, my little iron. Okay. And I got this when I got that. And they're so useful because they're so small. Okay, so that's ironed on, and so now if I peel the backing off, like that, I can iron that on there, like that. Yep. And then just cut that out. And now it should be a nice thickness. I mean, that's lovely if you want it to be a little bit translucent, but I'm not sure I wanted that to be translucent on here. I think that will hold it because it's, yeah. Okay, so I need a couple of circles of this. And I'm not sure I'll use them all, but you know, they might get used further down the track. I also wanted a kind of a darker colour. No, I think that's fine, to be honest. Okay, I'm putting these away because I don't want to accidentally use them for the wrong thing. And I'm getting these. And I will just cut these circles out on the inside of the pencil mark, and then I'll be back. Alright, so they're cut out, and I've just placed them where I think I will like them. And you see, because I've got like flowers here, I kind of wanted it to have that flowing effect there. I do need to check my rabbit though. It all is going well with the rabbit. Yeah, that will be fine. It just sort of, I can change the shape of those a bit anyway. And then I have embroidered stalks coming down. But I think they're doing embroidery next week, so all I need to do now is put these flowers on. I do want a couple of leaves though. She used a couple of leaves, and I may use this green on this fabric, perhaps for the leaves. Let's have a look. That's with square. It might not need leaves, to be honest. I think that's, oh, actually, I actually like the idea of having the embroidery. But see, it kind of looks like that, doesn't it? And I'm wondering whether I can just, you know, add a leaf like that just to, you know, think I've done it. And I can, because of that stalk, I can do that. Still a bit square there. Because I kind of like it. There. Maybe another one. Doesn't have to be big. Right, and that one can go. Could it go up there? Well, no, because they're going to have different leaves, perhaps. Oh, although it doesn't matter. Maybe I don't do any embroidery here. Maybe. Maybe I just do the embroidery stalks over this side, and I could have like there. Maybe another one. Like that. Over there. That can be used down the track for something else. Just let me, because I've still got this on, I don't want that too high. Okay. And there's no steam. I'm not using steam on it. Like that. Oh, one there. Okay. How's that look? How's that look in the viewfinder there? I think that might work. And because you've got to remember, and I think, when am I going to do that? My bunny, my rabbit. Trying to think, do I do that this week? What did she say? She said it's, this week is composition. Next week is embroidery and embellishing. So I think that might be next week. Although I could make the composition of the bunny this week, couldn't I? I could, and then do the embroidery that I want to do next week. Ah, okay. Let me just pin these other things into position so I don't forget where I want them. Like that. Oops, need a couple more. And over here, like that. So they're all done. So let's have a look at my rabbit now. First I need a piece of fabric for the background of the rabbit. What have we got here? Got this lovely linen. It's an old linen chemise or something. It's really lovely. And the linen feels beautiful with it. It's a bit lighter, so that's all right. So let's see where we can cut a bit of this. I've already used a bit of it, haven't I? On another project. So I don't want it too stained. Okay, that will be fine there. So let's just put the rabbit there. I might just draw around it and then cut it out, to be honest. Hold it. Let's have a look. I might iron it a bit. Make it a bit easier. Okay. Now, I'll bring it in a bit, it won't hurt. It's going to have fabric over the top, so I was just trying to work out whether I needed to double the fabric over, but I'm going to be layering fabric over the top of this, so it will be all right. So that's our rabbit. Let's still see if it fits okay. Yeah, I could almost make it a little bit smaller, but the stitching will bring it in a bit, I think, so I won't. Okay, and now what I want to do is use like other bits of fabric to define the rabbit. Okay, just a moment. Sorry about that. My son is still on school holidays. So like the inside of the ears, I need a lighter pencil. That other one's a bit dark. Maybe this will work. Like that will be where the ear, I don't want to mark it up too much. That will be where the ear goes, like that. Like that. And see, that will be where the head goes there, like that. I don't know if you can even see that. But you have the inside of the ear coming up like that. So I kind of want a strip in there, and then you have another one over here. So I kind of want another strip there, just, you know, to make it a little bit darker where the inside of the ear is. I think. And then here I'm going to have the eye. I don't want it looking evil. Oh no, I don't want it. I need to make it a bit wider at the front there. And then, you know, you have your nose here, and then the mouth kind of thing, like that, there. I think it's only here and here that I'm going to want to put, and I might not even do that. So let's just get a bit of this. And this is what I call composition of my rabbit, I think. So, I'll try maybe like that. Like that. Maybe that one can go on that side. Like that, perhaps. Like that. You know what? And then
look out.
like that, and that will make, I think that, like that, maybe. No, let's do it that way, like that, like that. So there, the inside, it just gives a little bit more definition, I think, like that. I may have to double this, I'm thinking, because that may end up being a little bit see-through, and it's got to go over this, so it needs to have some substance to it, but they will probably work well, I think. Okay, that might be a bit easier to work with now. So we have that one, And I think maybe go there, like that. And that one there is like, could be like that. Mhm. Like that. I think that one looks a bit high. It's not quite long enough. It has to be a bit longer than that, I think. Where's that scrap? Here we go. Let's get another little bit out of here. About is it too big? I feel like they're too big. There we go. Like that. That could work. That looks like the right position. There. Okay. So I will pin that on, and okay, let's hope that's okay. That needs moving that way a bit, like that. And that will go like that. I might play around with that a little bit more, but what I'm going to do is go and stitch these circles on and my leaves on. And I'll keep the colour of stitching them on neutral because I think, you know, there's probably going to be embroidery on them. And so I don't want it to get in the way of that. So I'll go and do that, and then I will come back, and I'm trying to remember how she stitched them on. Overcast stitch, I think it was. Let me just try a bit before I go. Okay, this is the one I've been using. This looks fairly neutral. It's a non-shiny. It's, what is it? It is Coats Chain Mercer Crochet, number 60, and it's cotton, and I like it. Whereas this one, that one's got, it's got a semi-shine, but there's another one I've got and it's really shiny. So let's just see how, oh, don't ruin your rabbit. Let me just put that there. So I'll see how this goes. Okay, so I guess we'll start with this one up here. And if I start down the bottom, I can go around and back down to the bottom. So it's just a matter of going over the edge, I think. And I think Rachel said if you can save a little bit of cotton by coming up close to the part that you went down in rather than going down on an angle, which is sort of what we tend to do. So I'll see how we go with that. It's right on the edge there, Jeanette. So like that, it's just over and then coming up there, going over the edge. I don't know why I have a tendency to stitch so close to the edge. So it kind of resembles blanket stitch, but it's not blanket stitch because you don't have that top edge on it, do you? It's overcast, I think she said. I can take that out now. Like that. Okay, I'll go and do them all and then I'll be back. So that is done. I did end up doing a couple more leaves. I took these ones off because I found when I put the needle in they just frayed away, so I used some more of that. I think it's like a Bonder web type thing. I don't know if that's the brand, but that's what it is. And did that on the leaves. So there's 3 leaves, and I stitched the circles on. It's not the neatest stitching, but I don't think it needs to be, and this sort of thing. And I put my rabbit on. I did add a couple more pieces of the darker linen just to add a little bit of variation and texture. So there's the leaf down there. It blends in beautifully, and there as well. And so that is my composition done for this week. I really enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to doing the embroidery work next week because that will kind of finish it off, and look forward to what Rachel and Sarah will be showing us next week. So take care. I hope you've enjoyed this video and have a lovely day. Bye.